more. It's Terry Henne and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Boy, quite a change over the weekend. Absolutely wild weather. This morning, we've still got a little bit of a breeze to contend with, gusting up to about 29 miles per hour once again out of the southwest. Temperatures not quite as warm as what we saw over the weekend. 42 degrees here at the airport, 44 here at Radio Center, downtown Midland, downtown Bay City, looking at 44 degrees as well. We have a southwest wind, as I said, gusting up to 29 miles per hour. Barometer is over the 30 mark, 30.10. It made quite a recovery on Sunday. We did see barometric pressure as low as 29.29 as that system, which was very close to us, the center of it, decided to finally exit late in the day on Saturday night. Started to clear things out, and along with it, the winds decreased somewhat, but just unbelievable. If you had a chance to take a look at the Farm Service Facebook, you saw the reports from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Association to kind of give you an idea of the strength of the wind here in Michigan. Obviously, nothing like what they saw to the south of us. As you remember, on Friday and on Thursday, we were talking about tornadoes. 36 altogether is what were counted officially by the National Weather Service along that line, thereabouts, starting in Arkansas and going all the way through Kentucky into southern Ohio and also extreme southwestern Pennsylvania. But obviously, the majority of the stories where areas were really hard hit, potential deaths, and hopefully, with fingers crossed, they're only talking 50 instead of more than 100 24 to 36 hours ago in some parts of the state of Kentucky. Fortunately for us, and again, we were very lucky, all we got was strong gusty winds. Some folks, though, are still out of electricity here in the Great Lakes Bay region. Restoration work continues by Consumers Power, Consumers Energy, and there are still some isolated power outages over in Michigan's thumb under the jurisdiction of Detroit Edison. So hopefully everything will get worked out as we go through the evening hours tonight, and power will be restored to practically every one of the locations. But we have had some unofficial reports of dozens of power lines all along roadways that were literally sheared right off, the power poles themselves, trees down in a number of areas. It was very uncharacteristic for the month of December to see anything like this at all. And again, you have to keep it in perspective. We were talking December the 10th, December the 11th in particular, December 12th at the beginning there. You just don't see that sort of thing. And again, we tied record highs on Saturday. Those records go way back several years ago. As a matter of fact, I think 1949 was the last time that we saw 60 degrees on December the 11th. So again, we tied here at MBS International Airport, and wind gusts of close to, if not over 60 miles per hour in a number of locations. Not going to be the case. We are going to see a big warm up as we go into the work week this week, in particular on Wednesday or Thursday, but we're not expecting nearly the turbulence that we saw out of this system, more so than anything, because the center of that low pressure was not only building as it was approaching us, but it was practically right overhead. So if you take a look at a hurricane, and the closer you get to the eye, before you get to the eye, you see all the really strong winds, the strongest of winds on the east side and the southeast side, and that's what we saw. This particular system that's going to be approaching us is well to the west. It is going to be going up through the Dakotas, up into Canada, and within a 24 to 36 hour period, it's going to be moving from portions of Nebraska all the way up to the lakes, the Hudson Bay, well up into Canada. So it's not going to affect us. With the winds, it's just going to be the warm temperatures. 48 are high for the day today, a low of 30 tonight with clouds on the increase. Peaks of sun tomorrow with clouds, 48 degrees again, 38 for a low on Tuesday night. And then on Wednesday, 60 degrees, clouds, spotty shower activity. We won't decrease the temperatures. That 60 degree on Wednesday will be Wednesday night, and that will be our high temperature for Thursday. So that kind of gives you an idea of what's going to be happening. And then after that, Friday, clouds 38 for a high. That, in a nutshell, is what the weather is all about. We'll talk more about it as we go through the broadcast. In a moment, Gary Kaufman will be joining us. We'll take a look and see what's going on over at Star of the West as we start the work week off. But before we do that, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
Nutrient Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrient Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrientagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrient Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Hilleshog Seeds. You know, they exceed the Michigan Sugar Seed approval criteria, and that leaves nothing unmet. Unlike some companies that fall short of criteria and need special approval, promising high yield but lacking other key traits, Hilleshog brings a balance for Michigan's tough conditions that will always pack a load sugar in every beat. Hilleshog, the heartbeat of sweet. Morning, Gary Kaufman. What are you looking at this morning?
Good morning there, Terry. Well, we've got kind of a mixed market here this morning. They got corn and beans down and wheat's on the positive. So currently, let's call cash wheat up a nickel right now, Terry. That puts the white at $7.50, the red at $7.15. New crop for next year up 4 at $7.82 on the white, $7.22 on the red. Cash corn down a nickel at $5.30. New crop, let's call it down 8, Terry, at $4.88. Cash soybeans currently down 18 at $11.88, and new crop is down 12 at $11.72.
Nice to see the wheat heading in the other direction.
Yeah, we had a little, from that crop report last week, it was a little bearish, but I think, the big thing I think the trade is looking at on the wheat, Terry, that the U.S. and world supplies of wheat remain historically tight and should continue to support prices throughout the winter here. So, even though we had higher crop estimates for Australia and Russia on that report, bottom line is stocks are tight. So that's what kind of the market is probably trading. I think corn and beans are probably a little softer here this morning as we're getting into that time of the year where we're going to be watching South America weather. And generally speaking, the early, especially on corn in South America's, are generally in good shape down there. They got some timely rains. They're getting some rains here over the weekend and getting some more in Brazil this morning. Obviously Brazil's on track for a record harvest in January, so that's going to be, probably more exports for them and the competition with China as we look to improve on our export sales, not only in corn, but in soybeans as well, as they're tracking way behind our USDA numbers that we're looking at achieving. So, yeah, but other than that, that's about it for today. So,
all right. Gary, you have a great day. We'll talk to you again. All righty?
All right. Sounds good, Terry.
A little bit more in depth as far as what the markets are doing. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer joining us. The market report brought to you by Schaefer and Beerline. If you're looking for a new commercial truck or van, Ram, get it from a dealer that's been around since 1852. They're the dealer where Family and Service sells cars, and they're the Great Lakes Bay Area certified ag dealer, Schaefer and Beerline. And by Kryzak's House Family Restaurant, you're responsible for supplying the food for an event coming up. Hey, 989-894-5531 is the number. You just give them a call. They'll have the food ready for you to pick up. Also a great place to dine in. Kryzak's House, corner of Cass and Michigan on Bay City's south side. Doug, what are we looking at right now?
Well, not much going on this Monday morning. Everything's pretty much under 1% movement-wise, except for soybeans. They're down 1.25%. So not much to say. Just read them and weep. We got March corn at 5.85.5, up down 4.5 cents. December 22 corn is 5.43.5, down 7.5. The January soybeans, 12.51.5, down 16.25. The March soybeans, 12.58.5, that's down 15.75. So March wheat is 7.90 3/4, that's up 5.5. And December 22 wheat, 7.91 3/4, up 2.5. Crude oil is 71.19, that's down 29 cents. The heating oil is 224.40, that's down 0.7 of a penny. Gasoline, 213.25, down 0.4 of a penny. Natural gas, 3.80, that's up 1.5 cents. Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar gets you almost $1.28 at the border. 128, well, 128.01 right now. That is up 81 ticks. The yen is at 113.40. That's up 2 ticks. The euro is at 112.95, down 16 ticks. The dollar's at 96.28. That's up 18 ticks. Gold's at $17.8660, up $3.70. Silver's at $22.32, up 12.5 cents. Platinum's at $9.2410. That's down $10.10.
Doug, you have a good day.
Thanks, you too.
Thank you. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. We'll be back with more in a moment.
A new year calls for a new Deere. Get ready for 2022 with the John Deere compact utility tractor from Hudson. We're offering 0% for 84 months financing on all compact tractors through the end of this year. Own a new 1023E for just $203 a month, or step up to the 1025R for $227 a month. Come by Hudson, your local John Deere dealer, or visit us online at HudsonInc.com to see if you qualify. Offers end December 31st, 2021. Some restrictions may apply. See dealer for details.
I'm Sue from Beta Seed. Thanks again for agreeing to this ride-along.
Sure.
Sugar beets are crazy. Did you know they had to be bred specifically to even become an annual? Ours have the best traits bred in too. We grow millions of stecks a year for that.
Stacks?
Baby beet plants. Stecks are key. I could go on and on.
I bet.
At Beta Seed, every seed is fueled by decades of wisdom. It's complex science, which our breeders are pretty excited about.
Hand crossing is the real magic. First,
Beta Seed, breeding confidence.
Experience the most reliable RTK signal from PC Ag Solutions, compatible with most GPS receivers. Trade in your old radio or modem and get an affordable subscription through us. We have over 25 base station locations across the Lower Peninsula, and we're always looking to add more to our network. Discover more power, more accuracy, and more coverage with our 450 megahertz signal. Call us to learn more today. PC Ag Solutions, 989-868-4444. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at the Michigan Corn Association. Registration is open right now for the 8th Annual Great Lakes Crop Summit. That's going to be held January the 26th and the 27th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort in Mount Pleasant. Deadline to reserve hotel rooms and receive early registration comes up right after the first of the year, January 7th. But while you're thinking of it, might be a really good idea to take care of that business. Again, January 26th, 27th, the 8th Annual Great Lakes Crop Summit at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort in Mount Pleasant. Along with me, Eric Sawatsky with Yo and Yo Accounting. Eric, good morning. How are you this morning?
I'm doing well, Terry. How about you?
Hey, not too bad. I have to assume the pace is picking up just a little bit. You're seeing a lot of folks this time of the year.
Yeah, definitely. It's that time to start, unfortunately, thinking about tax returns and reporting for this next year. So I thought the next couple weeks here, I will throw out some things to think about as you're getting ready for year end and the upcoming tax reporting. One thing I did mention maybe several weeks ago is that there's a charitable deduction that is somewhat new. It came into being last year. And so if you don't typically itemize, you've probably gotten used to the idea that we don't need to track charity so much because you're not able to deduct it. Well, last year, the IRS added something that allowed you to deduct up to $300, regardless of whether you itemize or not. This year, it's $600 for a couple married filing jointly. So while you're gathering things for your tax return, make sure to at least substantiate $600 worth of charity if you made those donations during the year, and provide that to your tax preparer so that they can get you that additional deduction. Couple other things that they're going to be looking for that would be really helpful when it comes to preparation. If you remember last April, we had the third round of stimulus payments that came from the government. It was $1,400 per person unless you were limited by your income. There should be a letter that came out to you from the government stating what you received. That or some other sort of proof that you received that money is going to be important because it has to be reconciled on the 2021 tax return. If you didn't receive that payment, you'll be able to get it with the return this year. If not, we need to know that you received it and hopefully have that documentation so we can calculate that property. And then the last thing I wanted to mention today is the advanced child tax credit. Many people that qualified have been getting a payment every month here since June. That essentially works out to half of the credit that you would get on the return. So we're going to have to reconcile all those payments when the tax return is prepared this year to make sure you're getting the correct credit on the return. I'm being told that the government is going to issue a statement in January stating all of the payments that you receive from them. So if you get that, please throw that in the file. But otherwise, keep track of those payments. Otherwise, because it'll probably slow down your preparation process without it this year.
And again, for more information, folks should be getting in contact with their local accountant, or they can get in contact with you. Eric, how do we do that?
Yes, definitely. Our number here is 989-793-9830, or you can find us online at www.yoandyo.com.
Eric Sawatsky, thank you. You have a great day, okay?
Thank you, Jerry.
You bet. Eric Sawatsky with Yo and Yo Accounting. Jerry Reif, our attorney, talks to us in just a moment.
At Ellen's Equipment, they know you expect premium performance and dependable durability from your New Holland equipment, and you should demand the same from the parts you put inside it. Only C&H Industrial Genuine Parts are guaranteed to perform to the rigorous standards of your New Holland equipment. They're engineered to work harder and last longer so you can maximize your uptime and minimize your maintenance intervals. Others can imitate, but none can replicate. Nothing beats the original C&H Industrial Genuine Parts. For C&H Industrial Genuine Parts, visit Ellen's Equipment in McBain, Ithaca, or Beale City.
Along with me, Jerry Reif. Jerry, good morning. How are you?
I'm well. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Eric Sawatsky just got done telling everybody what they should be looking at here as we near the end of the year. I'm sure a lot of folks have been talking to you, and obviously we want to wish each and every one of our families and individuals a happy holiday, don't we?
Oh, yes. I heard Eric talking. Very good advice. Very good advice. My suggestion in addition to that is that, we've just come through some great holidays, a lot of time spent with family, and we're in the season where giving is becoming more important. Let's put it that way. I want to recommend that you give something to yourself. And one of those things, one of the most important things, and I have this happen quite a bit, somebody comes in, reviews their estate plan, their business succession planning, the farm or whatever, and then, of course, looks at their investments and everything at this time of the year. And what they do after they review it all, they feel very comfortable that everything's still working. They don't want to make changes on their trust. They still like their powers of attorney. Maybe they have the same property that they had before, although sometimes they trade up and get a different house or whatever. They have to do a little bit of cleanup, but they usually come away from that meeting saying, thank you. Now I have peace of mind. So my suggestion is if you're going to give anybody anything, Give yourself peace of mind.
Very good. Jerry Reif, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Take care. We'll talk to you again soon, okay?
Thank you, Terry. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you and everybody at the law office of Jerry Reif. We'll be right back.
Whether your family farm has been passed down through generations or you're just getting started, knowledge and partnership fuel constant growth along the way. As the legacy of your farm strengthens, shared values and a never-ending commitment remain. ACH Seeds is proud to work with you to sustain your continued growth. This partnership, driven by a shared passion that never stops growing, is refined over time and cultivated in common ground.
This is Jeff Karst, your ACH Seeds representative. Our 2022 lineup is better than ever. Crystal Beet seed varieties offer a full spectrum of defensive traits combined with top-performing yield and sugar potential. And speaking of defense, ask me about our new CR Plus trait offered in select crystal varieties. Not only does this offer the potential for less spraying, but it also protects yields while doing so. I look forward to hearing from you and working toward continued success. Thanks again for partnering with ACH Seeds.
ACH Seeds. Good things come from common ground.
Farm Service has been brought to you today by the folks at Thumb Bank, serving the needs of farmers for well over 125 years. They've got a couple of offices in Bay City, also Cassidy, Caseville, Pigeon, and Bad Axe. Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust. Had some folks mention to us about how much snow usually we get during the month of December. Just to kind of give you an idea, today, 4 years ago, we picked up about a half a foot of snow. Well, obviously, we haven't gotten that and won't get it today. But weekends like we just experienced are not out of the realm. As a matter of fact, a year ago, we had strong gusty winds and we had about 4 inches of snow. Back at 12:30 with an update. Now we conclude our program with the playing of our national anthem.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton,